All right, now I think it's working. Okay, now we're live on YouTube. I don't know what happened. Let's see. Let me just redo the chat again. Okay, so I think now we're live on YouTube. I don't know what happened. Yo, how's it going? I was wondering why only Twitch people were talking, but yeah, it turns out YouTube didn't go live for some reason. Yo, how's it going? So left side looks pretty decent so far. What is this? Oh, why is this over here? I'll just stick it here. What's this? Oh, this interiors. Orthographic? No, it's just focal length is set to 50. 50 is the human eye, so that's what I usually work at. Oh, they're the lights. I see. Yeah, human eye is 50 mil, so that's what I usually work at. I guess this is the issue with putting the project down. I need to try and remember what I was doing with some of this stuff. Oh, okay. How do you ensure you don't see through gaps in panels? I don't know. I just never see through the gaps in the panel. I mean, someone had a question about me asking me to do a video on how to do modeling on curved paneling. So maybe we could do that today on how I do my paneling in general. But yeah, I've never had an issue with seeing through the panel before with how I do my modeling. Yeah, maybe we can talk about that later actually. So it's the glass, it's the rubber. Oh, that's extra confusing. Why have I done it like that? Okay. So that's the interior. Is that the interior? Oh God. What have I done? That is the interior. Okay. Let's just put them on separate items for now. What is this then? This is the lights themselves. Okay. And this is the glass. Just trying to make sure everything is like separate. Yeah, how's it going? Hope your Sunday is good. Okay, so what's all this then? That's the glass. That's the light. It's the seal. That's the back. Okay. Okay. Wonder why I left this in such a bad state last time. Does everything have the rubber seal? It does not. Okay, that one needs a seal. This needs a seal. What the hell? Why is this so bad? Oh, I see. That is why. I'm live on YouTube, right? I'm so paranoid after it didn't work before. Oh no, yeah, okay, never mind. Oh. Yeah. What's the reason for separating each material UV? Makes your life way easier to texture and organize. Instead of having to try and figure out where everything is, you know, like say for example, if we look at the lights, we know all the glasses together, all the lights are together. It makes it so much easier instead of trying to like, if it's like this, it's just like, oh my god, which part is where, if that makes sense. It just keeps it organized. So if you want to do masks or something, you just know, okay, all your rubber seals are all together. It also helps make do like selections easier. For example, say I want to select all the rubber seals, but it'd be too long to like manually click on all the rubber seals. I can just go to the lights, go to the UVs, select this, and then isolate select. And now I have all my rubber seals isolated. And I can, you know, do whatever I want with these things. So it makes texture life easier, and it makes modeling selections easier. Is there a viewport setting in Maya that shows all back faces in a specific color? I'm sure there is. I think just by default it's black, isn't it? Like this. I'm sure you can go into the settings and change the black to a different color. Well, I'm sure there must be like a normal direction display. I personally don't know it because I never really use it. If something is black, then I know it's back facing. That's the only thing I usually do. But I'm sure there must be something that shows it. Let's see. These might be too small to even bother having seals on them. Okay. Using aces? Oh, I just haven't been working on anything. I mean, I probably could have just changed it. It doesn't really matter to me. You can use whatever you want. God, that looks terrible. God, color space turned off is kind of crazy. Let's see. So what I actually might end up doing is separating these pretty drastically based on what other materials are. Oh, actually, no, I won't do that. I was originally thinking I put the glass in the same UDIM as the cockpit glass, but the cockpit glass goes in the center UDIM where these are left and right, so that won't work. What is light C? Oh. Wait, what? Oh. Oh shit, I missed the light. I'll just leave it in the four corners for now. In the end, I'll probably do something a bit more reasonable. Is this the detail? Oh, maybe I'll just put it in with the rest of the details. But yeah, to the guy I was talking about, how do you UV 17,000 objects? This is, I mean, it's not 17,000, but this is the same idea, right? You still just have to organize all the geo together. Let's see. Let's keep this stuff. At the very least, we'll keep this stuff in islands so we know they're all different to each other. Just to make it easier to do masks. What would I say the difference between game dev UV and VFX UV? Oh, I mean, massive difference. Like, game dev can't do this. This is for sure the biggest difference. Yeah, game dev can't have the absurd amount of UDIMs that we do. Okay, so these are rivets. This whole UDIM is just going to end up being like all the small random extra stuff that's on the vehicle. 2 streams in a row. Yeah, I mean, today is like the usual mainstream. It's just I felt like streaming yesterday. So Saturdays won't be normal. Sundays will be the normal one. Yesterday was just like, oh, okay, I'm just sitting around anyway, so I might as well stream. What else we got here? If a texture artist sends back the model because, let's say, it's missing a piece when... Oh God, someone commented. If a texture artist sends back the model because, let's say, it's missing a piece, when you send it back, they have to redo the texturing or they're able to update. Let's just update it. That's why we work like non-destructively, right? Like say, for example, we update one tiny piece and say it doesn't fit within the UDIM anymore, we would put that new piece onto a new UDIM so it doesn't fuck up the rest of the textures on the other UDIM already. Do you split materials in modeling? Not always. The reason I did it is just to make my life easier. I made it a separate piece of geo just to make my own life easier, but at work it might not necessarily be that way. But then again, there's nothing wrong with like a free panel line. So I did it myself. Like say for example, I mean these ones by default are separate panels, but in the real plane, it has this pattern that runs down here and then across here. But I didn't want to have that as a panel line because it didn't fit the flow of the rest of the aircraft. So that I'm going to do in texture. But that material is going to be the same as this one, except this one is a panel line because it flows with the shape of the wing. Just depends. But no, I wouldn't add panel lines just for color unless it can be justified as a panel line. What was I doing? The lights. No. Oh, the fence all over the place. Okay, so there's the darker fence. I guess I go over here. Actually, maybe we can put the fence up here. Similar material to the thruster legs or whatever they're called. But yeah, it's very important. Like I know there's plenty of times I've seen modelers just break everything and it makes the texture artist's life so much harder. Like say for example, if we have this panel here and I do a small modeling change here, there's no reason to re-UV the whole panel, right? It's much better if I just left the UVs as they are and then amended this one part here and then relaxed the geo. Like this part will need an update, but at least the whole panel doesn't need an update. So yeah, when you're working in the industry, try and be the least destructive you can. And texture artists will like you better. What is this material actually? Maybe I'll just make it the same. So this now should go into a different UDIM. because this is now a different material as the other one, so we should move into a different Udom. In saying that, I can probably just grab the vents, combine that with this group, and that would be a good enough as its own group. But yeah, what I'm doing with this asset is I'm treating the asset as multiple sub-assets. So you have the main body, which is here, and then you have, say for example, the cockpit, which is its own asset. And because it's its own asset, it means the UVs can start down at 0 over here. So each asset will have its own UV tiles. So they can all start down here at 0. Because they're all going to be separate assets. And it stops at the Udom count going up super high. The only texture in this painter? I don't know. I feel naturally I would lean to painter, but I feel if I want to be able to texture at work, I should do Maru. I'll see. Realistically, I should learn both, but yeah, we'll see. Paint guns there. Yeah, at the moment, I'm just doing a decent amount of like cleanup. I think it is always good. Like even though I know I'm going to do more modeling and stuff like that, I think it is always good to just every now and then come back and clean up your asset. Imagine you're working on this. It's not finished yet, but imagine they're like, actually, Andrew, give us your latest model. We need to test something. Then at least it's already in a good spot to just pass into the pipeline. I wouldn't do the cleanup at the last moment. It's always good to be organized. I think it's very important to work in VFX. How do you handle the fact to be jobless for some month when a production ends? I tend to be kind of depressed personally. For me, I just do personal work instead. I just look at it as an I mean, I've been fortunate enough to avoid most of the layoffs, but if I was to be let go, I would just dive 100% into streaming, personal work, developing my skills, that sort of thing, right? But that's just me. I don't know. I don't feel. Or like go on. Just have a well-deserved break for a bit. I don't know. I think you should just. I mean, it's easier said than done, right? But do whatever you can in whatever situation you find yourself in, I guess. Yeah, like say hypothetically, I lost my job tomorrow. Me personally, I would obviously be streaming much more. I would maybe do more personal mentorship. I would do this much more. I would, work on my kitbash library. I would maybe do more cooking. So I personally feel I would be happy still, just, seeing what I can do to prepare myself for the future, because things will get better eventually. That's the way I've usually kind of looked at this sort of stuff. But in saying that, because I naturally do that stuff anyway, I've been fortunate enough to avoid a lot of the layoffs. What I think about AI? Oh, I don't care about AI at all. AI makes you insecure about modeling, but the reality is like AI will make everyone insecure about every job. So I don't think there's too much point worrying too much about it. Did you try ZBrush for hard surface? I did. Yeah, I got some of the Kiosk Mason tutorials, and I did try it. It just wasn't for me. Just because I'm not really into ZBrush or like that sort of. I think the aesthetic is cool, but it's just not for me, I feel. You should not attach yourself emotionally to your jobs. 100%. I don't think people should attach their sense of worth to their job at all. That's why I feel like I focus more on my personal brand than, oh, I work at DNEC, or oh, I've worked at ILM. I don't think that's a good thing, because what happens when you're not working at these companies, it's like I wouldn't want to feel powerless because I'm not at these companies anymore. So I feel thinking of personal branding and being loyal to yourself is more important than being loyal to a company. You graduated back in September, and I haven't stopped working on personal stuff since then. Learned more in a few months than 2 years of school. 100%. All right, I'll put it this way. I graduated it back in, well, I mean, I graduated graphic design, so it's not really the same thing. But I graduated back in 2012, and I haven't stopped doing personal work either. Like that, I think it's a good thing to keep doing personal work. Yeah, I think always learning is a good thing. Worst case scenario, you'll be cleaning up shitty AI meshes. Now, who knows what the future is? I wouldn't bother listening to all the doom scrolling and, well, not listen to doom scrolling, listening to all the doom saying people online. It's just, no one has any idea what the future is. Everyone just makes bullshit up. It's like, oh, AI won't replace you. Someone using AI will replace you. Nah, that person will also get replaced by the AI. So it's just like, what? I wouldn't listen to any of this shit online. Yo, Crimson, how's it going, man? It's like those people on the street saying, yeah, the world will end. Yeah, at some point, but don't worry about it for now. Exactly. Like, what's the thing? Imagine hypothetically, you're like, I'm not going to do this career because I'm afraid of AI taking it. 10 years go by and AI is still not good enough to replace it. Then what? You kind of just unfortunately wasted your life to a degree. I would rather do what I wanted, and then if technology does alter the path, then we just alter the path while we're traveling it. I think that's the main thing. You do what you want, and then as things change, then you alter the direction it goes. I think, because what's the reality? Like, the alternative is like, you don't do what you want to do, you do something that is safe, and then that you don't like, but that safe thing then gets replaced by AI anyway. So it's like, well, might as well have just done what you enjoyed for a bit. That's my view on this sort of stuff, right? If we get replaced, 80% of the jobs get replaced, I'd say 90%. That's why the future of AI, I think, is, I don't know why people are excited by it. It's just like, oh, can't you just wait until you can just auto-generate movies? I'm like, no, that sounds fucking miserable. Imagine this, right? Imagine the loss of human connection. Imagine you have a group of friends and you're like, yo, let's play this awesome video game I generated today. They're like, nah, I'm gonna play my own game I generated today. And then everyone's just gonna completely detach from each other. Like, there's no shared experience anymore. It's just like, I don't see why people think that is a good thing. Like, the fact of like, people get excited when when I tell them I worked on Dune. Imagine if that disappears. Like, that's gonna suck. Like, that people can't get excited by the same product together. Yeah, thanks, Creasing. Catch you later. As long as you're really good at something, don't worry about AI. Everybody hypes AI because it's jack of all shit, but not really deeply good at anything. Yeah, I know. How do I make the connection between the wings of the plane and the body? This plane specifically is based on the similar to the Tomcat, where its wings can articulate. So the wing isn't actually connected to the body. It sits within this sleeve, I guess we would call it. Oh god. Yeah, but no one sees it, so I just capped it off. But it's just a socket that the wing sits in. You also have a degree in graphic design? Sick. Worst experience of your life? Oh, I'm sorry to hear, that sucks. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, like, I don't really think too far in the future because no one has any idea what the fuck's happening. So I just have fun and do what I enjoy. And as long as I keep working hard and having fun with what I'm doing, things have seemed to be okay. That's essentially how I kind of just live my life. I just work hard in the things I find fun. And things have worked out well. So I will keep doing that, I guess. Yeah, I'm not some crazy like long-term thinker or anything like that. I just like, oh, well, talking to people while working seems fun. I guess I'll just stream. It's like pretty much that's it. There's no like long-term strategy or anything like that. It's just, oh, this is kind of fun. I'll just do this. Yeah, that's the thing, right? A lot of the people that talk about how AI is going to replace Hollywood and stuff like that, like, These people have never worked in the industry. They have no idea some of the notes that we get. The most minor shit you can imagine. And if the AI can't change that one very specific pixel that they are talking about, then it's irrelevant. It's not going to be useful. Like, I'm not joking. You get some of the most random notes you can possibly imagine from clients. And you obviously have to do them. So, yeah, if you can't do them, then the AI becomes a bit irrelevant. At best, it would be like a mood board or something. Yeah, a lot of these people that are speaking on behalf of the industry have never actually worked in the industry. Like, they have no idea what we do. So I wouldn't worry about these people that much. What is this? Oh, I see. My work is impressive? Yeah, thanks, I appreciate it. It's okay. You love the background AC sounds? What's AC? Oh. Wait, no. What? No, what's AC? Oh, maybe it's the computer. Yeah, I have a pretty loud computer, I guess. Air conditioning, but I think you're talking about your computer. Yeah, that's fine. See, I don't have music and stuff anymore because we put it on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't like copyright stuff like that. So better to be safe than sorry. And you know, if people want to put on their own music, that is also an option, instead of dealing with whatever I'm listening to. But I'm listening to Persona 4 today, so I'm sure everyone would like Persona 4. Okay, so what is this? It's pretty wild when coders talk about what art is and how artists are wrong about AI. Oh yeah, 100%. Twitter is like the dumbest fucking place I've ever seen. Like, some of the conversations that go on there are absolutely unhinged. It can be very entertaining. But yeah, on the subject of like avoiding being you know, feeling down about the industry and stuff like that, I would avoid looking at the VFX subreddit. It's full of so much doom and gloom. You don't really gain anything from it. You don't learn anything. It's just jaded seniors getting mad at everything, saying how they're going to leave the industry and stuff like that, and then they never do, but they keep saying they will, and then it's just, yeah. So if you're a student, I would highly recommend don't look at the VFX subreddit. God, this is so delayed for some reason. Oh. You miss old polygon count days? Poly count? I wasn't really around during the poly count days. I only started being active online when ArtStation blew up. That was my introduction to the online CG communities. Any tips on doing guns? I'm really struggling with the like revolvers and stuff. What are you struggling with? Like what in particular? Industries are bad at the moment, but it doesn't mean it will always just be bad. I mean, things are already starting to bounce back. Like, projects are starting to come back. It's just unfortunate it took quite a while because of the impacts of the strikes, right? VFX subreddit is the worst. It's like Facebook Karens, but then the guy version. True. Yeah, it's just full of people just being like extremely negative, warning everyone about the industry, telling everyone to go into like tech or something instead. But then you have mass tech layoffs anyway, so it's like, well, they're not really doing much better than we are at the moment, so I think the grass is always greener. I think it's the main thing with this. Like the grass is always greener, so I wouldn't listen too much to them. Like interconnected shapes and different parts. I would build them all separately just to get the forms all working well, and then you can worry about connecting them later. Like there's nothing wrong with just having, like as you're starting off, just having like bits of geo just like sticking through each other and stuff like that. Oh god, where did my cube go? There's nothing wrong with like starting, like figuring out the proportions by having geo and stuff crashing through each other. Then when the proportions are all working, that's when you start working about how to combine them. Yo, how's it going? Do you have a favorite artist that you follow to improve your work and design? Jesus. Yeah, sure. Like people like Fausto Di Martini, I think is probably one of my favorite artists, especially on the hard surface side. Yeah, I guess Fausto Di Martini is the first one that comes to mind. Wait a minute. Oh, I haven't done this piece yet. That makes sense. Yo, Garrison, how's it going, man? You want to learn how to do 3D art so bad? Just start. That's it. That's all there is to it. Just start doing it. Yeah, like honestly, like any skill is just do it. Like there's no hoops to jump through or mental gymnastics to go through this. Just simply start and the pieces will come together. What is this? Oh, it's under there. It should be okay, I guess. Is this all here? Yeah. Maybe this might fit in. Maybe we'll see, hopefully. I stopped Blender. I just don't need Blender. Depends what I'm doing. I use Blender for concept, but I'm not doing concept at the moment. I can squeeze this in a bit more. Come on, algorithm. Why are you not making this easier? I guess it made it square for some reason. Oh my god, okay. What's the difference between UVs for game and film? A lot of people are asking this today for some reason. The main difference is in film we have UDIMs, and we use a lot of UDIMs. Gamers do not. Yo, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm gonna refill my water. How much would you be usually given for modeling this one in production? How much time? Realistically, like 20 to 30 days, I think. Kind of goofy looking. That's all. It doesn't matter. Just have fun with the process. I don't think it really matters how good it really looks at the moment. It's just about, if you're just starting 3D, just have fun. That's the only thing that really matters. There's no point in like beating yourself up about how things look. Just have fun in the process. At the end of the day, like this job, like the process itself is what I enjoy. Didn't have any money in Academy, so I just downloaded Blender and started with YouTube. That's all you need. Now is the easiest time ever in history to learn 3D. Just there's so much free content online. Wait, did someone else ask me about the difference between game and... No, no one. It's the same person. I thought I just read a new message about you game versus film UVs. Am I still playing texture and substance? I don't know. I'm tossing up between doing it in Painter and Substance. I might actually do painting in Mari, but doing the bakes in Painter, and do some of the masks in Painter. Yo, Garrison, is that the workflow you used? Using a Painter for your bakes and masks, and you use Substance for actual texturing? I mean, Mari for actual texturing. Having PTSD from the same questions? Well, I've answered the same questions for the last like 10 years. It's all good. How do you model curved surfaces? I use Creasing to make my life easier. I keep saying I'll remake the Creasing video, so one day I'll do that. But yeah, Creasing is the key to everything, I feel. God, this delay is killing me. Like I didn't realize the delay would be this bad on this thing. Oh my God, please. You know what? I'm just going to cheat all this. No one's going to see this anyway. These are side panels. Get in here. Actually, can I just fit this here? Good enough. Bernie's a 4000 RAM and still slow down. Yeah, I got like 125 gigs of RAM and I'm still dealing with this. Is your job workstation more powerful? No. Unfortunately, a lot of the times my home workstation is more powerful than work workstations. Just because since I'm a modeler, modelers don't really need the power that, like, texture artists use way more powerful computers than modelers. So texture artists usually get priorities with the super crazy computers. TurboTax ad? If I would bake 4 million polygons in Substance, I have no idea. I have never done that before. It's that time of year. Indeed it is. It's tax time. Think if you isolate some, you get faster? It's actually not that. I could work on just one group and it still does that. See, even one isolated thing, it's still crazy delayed. Damn, Myra's bad. I mean, we don't even need to get started on Blender UVs, but Maya's UV is usually not bad. I don't know why I have issues with this plane. So center looks pretty good. What's all this stuff? Oh, that's the front of this thing. It should fit here, I guess. Blender UVs is the best thing using 25 different add-ons. Yeah. What blows my mind is like Blender doesn't have. I don't know why Blender doesn't have this. Why does Blender not have a UV option? Why does it only vertex, face, and edge and stuff like that? You just paid for Twitch Turbo, you hate ads, etc.? I think, I don't know if, I'm multi-streaming, so YouTube is also active. I don't know if YouTube does better ads. Blender has nothing in terms of UV? Yeah, I know, it's a bit unfortunate. But I really like Maya's UV tools. I think Maya's UV tools are great. Okay, that's a different material. That one's a different material. Different material. These are different. These are different. Okay. So yeah, I'm packing these based on, oh God. I'm packing these based on their material colors. Just put that up there for now. 3D Max is pretty bad too, is it? Why is Max so bad? Twitch abs are the absolute worst. Yeah, unfortunately, the only way around Twitch ads is to subscribe, but that's entirely up to you. I have no expectation on people subbing to the channel. What the hell is like this? Oh, I didn't finish that, I guess. Do I use Realism? I do not. I think a lot of the, a lot of Maya's new UV tools, they have something to do with Realism. I can't remember what it was, but I know there is some connection. What was this? Oh. I guess I never finished this part of the vehicle. When you model objects from real life, how accurate are you actually making it? Of course, it's not one-to-one, but is there no leniency? Also, I'm talking about model piece for a portfolio. Depends. If, say, for example, hypothetically, they've built this cockpit. Say, imagine they've built what we see in the plane here on set, like they built this cockpit and stuff, and we need to extend the plane CG, then we do need to match the cockpit one-to-one, because there might be shots where it goes from being the practical to the camera zooms out and you see the CG one. So you would need to match it perfectly, like pixel perfect, essentially. But that's a specific user case, right? If you're just modeling a car at home and you're not putting the concept on top, I mean the reference on top of the model, it doesn't have to match one-to-one. Well, the author of Realism helped to do the UV tools for Maya. Yeah, I thought something like that was what happened. But yeah, if I was to use Blender for UVs, I would just use Realism and not bother with Blender's UVs. Which is why you don't put the concept next to the model. I think you can put the concept next to the model. I wouldn't put the model on top of the concept. That's the main thing. When you model left side and you mirror it, how do you deal with the flip UVs? It depends on the studio. Most of the studios I've been at, you just leave them flipped. MPC, we had to flip them. It just depends on the studio. But most of the time at work, we've just left them flipped and it's been okay. What is this? Oh, it's a panel. Okay. Okay. You enjoy these streams even from other professionals in the industry? The one thing I like about working in the office? Like, you mean watching other people work? What do you do in the industry? Yeah, Substance only recently supported Udemy. But even then, Substance still, I don't think, deals like with like a 500 Udemy like Mari will. How often do you have to make things up in concept and production? Is every detail created by the concept artist? Hell no. There's a lot of times where we have to make up a lot of stuff from the concept artist that they left out. Concept artist usually just gives the general shapes and forms, and usually we make it work. So there's a pretty big jump between what we do and the concept artist does. All right, let's use Garriston's plane as an example, since that would be a good thing. Oh, it's right here. Perfect. This is essentially how things work in production. So we get this concept here. We get this concept here. Oh, my face is in the way. Oh, let me just move this over a little bit. Please. Okay. We get this concept here in the corner, and it looks pretty cool. It's all the forms, but there's no panels on it. And it's just like, okay, this doesn't look like a real plane because there's no panels on it. So then we take this shape, we build this shape, and then we take it to this level and we make it look like a real plane. So this is what we do in work. We take the basic concept and we make it look like a realistic fighter. What's the most Udemy I've seen on a production asset? Probably 1600. But yeah, this is a prime example of how we work in VFX. We do a lot of problem solving ourselves. What is all this stuff here? Oh, it's a gun. Maybe I can put it with the gun material stuff. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Some of the concepts we get, we're just like, well, what on earth is this? Like, it's a napkin sketch, and this needs to be a fully designed, fleshed out spaceship. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'll figure that one out. But to be fair, being able to figure that stuff out is a valuable skill. Napkin concepts are your favorite? Honestly, I do prefer those sorts of. I do prefer when it's like just basic model or basic concepts because I enjoy doing the problem solving part. I'm a concept artist and I work with models all the time. There's some back and forth if the 3D art is in-house. Yeah, in VFX, most of the time the concept art is not in-house. I mean, there is in-house concept artists, but not that often. Do you mind if you, do you mind saying where you work, out of curiosity? Yeah, the harvester was originally pretty loose. I don't know, there's pros and cons to both, right? Because there's times where if the concept has to be resolved, then it's a lot more back and forth with the director, and it's like it can be less streamlined. Sometimes it's nice just to get a fleshed out concept model and we just clean it up, and it's like, cool, my job is a bit easier today. I just chill and just retopo this mesh. There's pros and cons to both. I think it's nice to do both. So you worked in different big VFX studios, and how do you think your experience differentiate between them? Yeah, they're all different pipelines. It's all essentially the same concept, though. It's all the same things. You know, you have models which go into packages with textures and stuff like that, and you pass all that down the pipeline, and it's all essentially the same stuff, just different, just some different workflow changes. Do you ever get the okay of the official initial concept art if you have modifications? Nah, the concept arts have nothing to do with us. A lot of the time the concept is done client side and we just get the concepts and we just build it. The concept artist's job is done. They are not really in the picture anymore. Most of the time. Because don't forget, the concept artist's job is essentially done like even potentially 6 months before we even start, right? Damn, I really made a very annoying place to connect this to. I'll worry about that later. Do I model screws or is it in texture? It depends. I want to show off these close, so I modeled the screws in, but usually it will be texture. The concept art's fading away? Yeah, exactly. Okay, what is all this stuff here? Okay. Yeah, I personally do rather. I'd rather get the loose concept stuff. It's more fun. I mean, it makes me feel like I'm contributing to the asset more than just doing some basic retopology. So if you would look for a new VFX studio to work in, what will you look for? Is the projects this usually picks a fact? Oh, 100%. Projects are always a big factor. And money. Money is always good. I wouldn't move to a studio that paid less at all. Like, that's just the default at this point. I wouldn't take a pay cut to work on a specific project. You know, I already did that sort of stuff, you know, putting the project above the money, but now you know, priorities change as career goes on. How common's concepting in 3D? It's the norm now, I would think. Okay, so this is L landing gear. God, this landing gear thing is not organized at all. Oh, I don't have a cockpit group. Okay. Yeah, sorry, the first few days of getting back onto this will be organizational stuff. Just so I am aware of what I need to do to wrap this up. Cockpit. What is this? Oh. Money comes in handy from time to time? It sure does. So this is part of the body subgroup 3. Why did I do it like this? Was I going to texture it like this? I'm trying to figure out why I've got subgroups in this sort of way, because I did this like a year ago. Why are the fins together? Maybe this was my plan to deal with so many UDIMs. Who knows? So for example, you worked in ILM, which is like a dream come true for a lot of aspiring artists. What then would be a motivation to go to a different studio like DNEG? Because they're all exactly the same. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They're all the exact same. What's the difference between a film asset and a feature animation? Yeah, company culture as well. Number of assholes and lead roles? That's another thing. Andrew, what's the difference between a film asset and a feature animation movie asset? I've never worked in feature anim. I assume feature anim is the same as VFX. Like, I imagine I could slot straight into a what's it called? a game cinematic pipeline very easily, because I feel it will probably be the exact same. What is this? Oh, interesting. Is there not? God. This is why organization is important. Oh, there's just no fins on this. That would explain that. Does anyone know what these aerials do, out of curiosity? I assume you've been on your highest point of your career. I hope not. I'd rather there are new things to come in the future. I'd rather this is not the downhill from here. Have I experienced my lowest point? I mean, by definition, I would have experienced my lowest point. But yeah, there's a time where I burnt out and left the industry for a few months, went to culinary school. Can I bring Jay into future streams? I can ask him. I don't know if he'd come, but I guess I can ask him. We were thinking of having John Katapia on stream this week, actually. He said he'd be open to coming into a stream. Static discharge? Alright, sick. Someone knows them. They shoot lasers. No, it's for like when the plane gets struck by lightning, it like redirects the lightning, well, the electricity to like the wingtips. And it redirects the electricity around the important components of the plane to the wingtips, essentially. It's super fucking cool. It's such a small, subtle detail, but I think it's so fucking sick. Those on most planes? Yeah, they're on like most of them. I imagine all of them. John Nolan stream? Fucking hell. Imagine. Yeah, I think like we were talking about earlier about like prioritizing your own personal value and stuff like that, and not putting your sense of self-worth in the companies you work for. And I think that's important, especially when it comes to these sorts of things, right? Imagine your dream was to work at some company, and then you get to this company and it's just not what you thought it was. Then what? Then it would mentally hit you pretty bad. So this is why I always think it's better to prioritize your personal value in yourself over identifying your self-worth over what company you're in. That's fair, but a lot of little kids saw Star Wars and want to do that. Yeah, I agree. Like I worked on Star Wars and it just wasn't it wasn't as cool as I thought it would be. ILM just wasn't as cool as I thought it would be. Just how it is. But, you know, I'm glad I got to experience it and all that sort of stuff. I think that, oh God, gaps here. But yeah, I think it is just important to just value yourself more than the companies you work for. Like don't kill yourself for these companies, right? I guess that's the main thing I would bring up. Like, if you're unhappy in a company, I wouldn't stay there just because it's the studio you dreamed of working for. Stuff like that. Or another point is I wouldn't look down on the other studios either, because it's all the same shit. These studios are all the same. Like, you'll be working with fellas at MPC, and then next week you'll all be at ILM together. You're still the same people, right? And then mass layoff happens, and then you're all together at Scanline or something, and it's all the same people. This is why I don't think people should place too much sense of self-worth in whatever company they work for, right? Speaking of ILM, did you follow the drama with Noel and Spaz Williams on Reddit recently? No, what's that? Have I seen AI be useful in modeling at all? No. The only thing I think AI will be useful for is just generating materials, maybe. But yeah, what's my lowest point? I just got burnt out at my job, and then I left VFX for a few months, and I went to culinary school, and that was the best decision I ever made. I think because I just worked too hard, and in the end I thought, what did I do this for? So I needed a break. I wasn't in a positive environment. Oh God, there's still a gap. I wasn't in a positive environment, so I put myself in a new positive environment, which was culinary school. And that's just the way I see it. Yeah, sometimes you just don't get along with your colleagues. That's just how things are in any industry. I think that's why I would put work culture as a very important thing, for sure. Like, there's no point being in a studio if you don't feel valued. Better find people you feel valued by. Because, like, for example, when I left ILM, I went to DNEG and worked on Dune. To me, like, that, the Dune team was the best team I've ever worked on. And that's the thing, like, people put these studios on pedestals and stuff like that. But still, the best team I've ever worked with was the Dune team. And that was a DNEG. You're all about money, don't care, even if they do shitty music videos, just pay me and don't reach me while I'm out of my working hours. I can agree with that to an extent. But if you fucking hate your colleagues and are miserable every day, then I think it's different. But I think priorities change over time. Because in saying that, you can always be well paid, but find good work culture. It doesn't have to be one or the other, for sure. But I do agree that I wouldn't drop my rate for any reason, though, unless I literally had no choice, like the industry fell apart or something. I think that's why I enjoyed being a generalist, saved me from being burnt out. So when I burnt out, it wasn't the work, it was the environment. I wasn't in a environment I thrived in, I'll put it that way. So for me to fix that, I went to culinary school, and I was surrounded by very encouraging people that were happy to teach each other and stuff like that. And I was like, that was like the perfect thing I needed. Just have a break from the industry and learn a new skill. And now cooking is a massive part of my life. Do you see yourself staying in Vancouver for long? I think so. But yeah, burnout doesn't have to come from the work itself. It can be the work environment. It can be, hell, you could get burnt out because a loved one passes away or anything like that. Burnout doesn't have to be just like I'm sick of modeling. There are many things that contribute to burnout. Working with shitheads is exhausting. It is, unfortunately, but it is how it is. Maybe I'll delete these. Any websites used for collecting reference? I used PhotoBash website to buy a decent amount of photo packs. Like these photo packs are all from PhotoBash. But I was a contributor to it, so I got access to them. So, but it's not like this one is free. I'm pretty sure you can get this one for free. But this stuff is great reference. I saw this F-14 at the Smithsonian actually, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Garrison, here's some nice interior wing reference. Try to make a, wait, what? Yeah, making an engine is for sure very complex. And getting reference for it is very hard. If you want to make an engine or something like that, what I would do is I would go to a museum, like physically go and see the thing in front of you and take your own pictures. Like I went to the Smithsonian Aerospace Museum a week or so ago, and being able to just physically see everything was fantastic. Like you can take as many photos as you want. The Smithsonian had literally had a row of like 15 different jet engines. I was like, fucking hell, this is like unlimited reference. So I would highly encourage going to a museum and looking at this stuff yourself. God, you love jets if only it didn't rain bombs on people. I mean, there's plenty of planes that don't drop bombs on people, but you can always go look at those ones. Are there any exceptions for you not to use sub-D modeling? Yeah, of course. If you're doing an environment which is not hero, I would do poly modeling for sure. If we were doing a LOD like background vehicle, you can do it as poly modeling. It doesn't have to be subdivided. Like if the plane is this big, this doesn't need to be a sub-D model. This could just be a poly model with no panel detail or anything. Yeah, I'll be back in a sec. I don't know how you can do it as a job. I feel like it's a real experience for you. You mean like modeling? I don't know. After working on Prince of Persia Sands of Time, I feel I had, wait, what? Where I had to take a step back out and relook at what I want to do. Really? Why is that? Wasn't Prince of Persia a really good game, I heard? Have you seen ArtPic's jewelry visualization? Would you share some thought? I have no idea about jewelry visualization. Does it have to be sub D? I wouldn't say it has to be sub D. Whatever is easier to get the job done, I guess. I think as long as it looks... The only reason we do sub D is because that's the film pipeline. If you're doing like ArchViz or product visualization, I don't think it really matters as long as the render looks good, right? Oh, the film. Oh, there was a Prince of Persia film? I had no idea. Oh yeah, you literally say film. I just misread that part, my bad. Okay, what are we doing? What's this curve? All right, I can go. Let's see what here. What is this? What the fuck is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, that can be kept. Let's see. C line to get front, main. Support? Oh, that thing. Okay. So this is the main. Okay. What the hell is this doing over here? C landing gear. Jake Gyllenhaal? Oh, really? I had no idea. I missed a great question by Kira. Did I? Oh, sorry, I did. As a student, I can't sit for too long working on a project. I just do around 3 to 4 hours, which is not enough. Any advice I can follow to focus more on my work? Do you mean like 3 to 4 hours at one point? Because I don't even do that. Like, I go up and go a coffee break. I don't think you should sit for 3 hours, period. I think it's good to get up, grab a coffee, get some fresh air for a bit, come back. As long as you work hard in those 3 hours, I think it's okay. If that's what you're asking, I guess. But yeah, I wouldn't encourage people to sit around anyway. But if you struggle to enjoy the process, as in like 3 hours and you're done for the day, then I think you should consider if this is something you actually want to do for a job. Because if you don't enjoy the process, you might not actually enjoy it as a career, I guess is the main thing I'm going to ask. But yeah, I for sure get up, I always, get a coffee and stuff like that. Like, for example, I'm sitting here for 3 hours on this stream. As soon as the stream ends, I'm going to go get a coffee, maybe watch some YouTube or maybe play a game or something, maybe go outside, and then I'll come back and then I'll do like another few hours. If the question is boring, just skip it. How do you handle wires in 3D? I do it in a pretty bad way, a very lazy way, essentially. You can kind of see them here. All I did was essentially Let's just do no one here. What I essentially do, it's pretty bad actually. I mean, obviously, if you need actually depends. If you need something, like there's a lot of like add-ons which do nice cables and stuff with curves and stuff like that. Like these ones and stuff are all done with curves, stuff like that. But if you're lazy, well, not lazy, but if you want to be just rough and quick, you can kind of see what I did with these ones here. It's essentially just one plane that I've just been extruding, and then I extruded the plane, and then it will subdivide as a cable like this. Your OCD could never. But the fortunate thing is, like, it depends what it is, right? No one will ever really have an issue with this. You love your Beziers? I mean, yeah, you could totally use curves. It's up to you. Like, I think the reason we have this sort of thing is imagine you have something like this. God, this slowdown is killing me. Let's say we have, God, I might need to have to split the model into multiple. Please, I can't even bevel. Please. Let me just close this for now. Okay. Like, what you can do. Wait, no, this is not a good example. It'll be fine. Let me just do something like this. Say you wanted to have like a pipe that like flows around this tube thing. You can do some super hacky, but still works, pipe by doing something like, I don't know. This comes around here, right? Let's just do something like this. Whatever, good enough. And then you just simply extrude this out. And you're essentially going to end up with a pipe that flows around another pipe. And like these sorts of like, obviously you have to do your adjustments here and stuff like that. Maybe even just do something like this might be good enough, honestly. Yeah, whatever. If you're doing like really quick background environment pipes that no one gives a shit about, then this might be sufficient enough. Like something that's just going to be like over here in the background, but you want a really subtle highlight. This can be a very useful way of doing very quick, dirty pipes. Yeah. Obviously it's not the best looking thing, but it'll do the job. Try matcha or cacao, it's better than coffee? Hell no, I love my coffee. Am I going to try 59 when it comes? Probably not. I mean, I've spent so much money on my current computer, I'm not going to bother changing it for a while. What beans do I get? My friend owns a coffee roasting business, so I just order his beans. I sit for hours at a time for digital art, but I do so with snacks, drinks, music. Music and stuff is good. Yeah, Happy New Year. You do convert edge to curve, then extrude to curve? Yeah, you can do that. There's lots of different ways to do the same thing. I'm long past the days of saying you should do something a specific way, because everyone will always tell you you're wrong. So I'm just like, all right, this is just one trick I have for doing stuff. Anyone can do what they want. Have you found yourself produce better work when listening to music or when not listening? Oh, I need music for sure. I can't sit in silence. I don't like it at all. Yeah, I'm listening to music right now. I'm not just sitting here in silence. What am I doing? Okay. But yeah, like I remember like people would fight on the internet about topology and I'm like, I don't give a shit anymore. You guys can do whatever you want. It doesn't have any impact on me. Oh, what's this? Interesting. Like people would be like, oh, Andrew, what do you think about the game dev people saying that n-gons are okay? I'm like, I don't care. What does game dev have to do with me? If they can have n-gons, that's totally cool with them. You worked with music for so long that I'm now bored of every song I used to listen to, so I started listening to podcasts. Yeah, I used to listen to Twitch streams for a bit, but now it depends actually. Like I like listening to like Moist Critical and shit like that. It just depends what I'm in the mood for, right? So I like listening to streams if it's like, say for example, they're playing a game that I don't have time to play, but I would be interested in knowing what the story was. Then I enjoy watching that sort of stuff. But usually it's just music. What's this? Oh, that's that one. Yeah, sorry, the first few streams of this plane is just going to be more organization and getting back into the mindset of where I left this plane off, because it kind of is all over the place at the moment. So this is... Oh. Wait, what? Did I put this in the landing gear? No, okay, never mind. I don't know how you can consume all content in the universe. I don't know about that. I'm listening to the Persona 4 soundtrack at the moment. I don't know how anyone could get bored of the Persona soundtracks. So maybe that's something to consider. Oh, there's a front. Interesting, I didn't realize there was this. I guess that makes sense. Front flap. Can't see shit. Would I like to work in advertisement? Nah, probably not. Just because advertisement have... Oh, why is there that? Why is this like that? Oh, because there's a height change. This still works. I see, okay. No, wait, I'll keep this. I like to listen to movie soundtracks while working. I like listening to whatever I'm working on. So say for example, when I was working on Dune, I had the Dune 2000 soundtrack running. That was cool. Why wouldn't I work on ads? Just have no desire to work in advertising. I like working on movies. short deadlines. I don't care about work, like seeing the ad I worked on. I like going to the cinema and seeing what I worked on. It's just my personal preference. Detail. Listen to helicopter sound effects. I mean, that's kind of cool as well, I guess. What's this stuff? Okay, we're getting pretty close. Interesting. Why is this? One hour of jet flybys? That sounds very sick to me. Imagine we just listen to like background maintenance noises while working on planes. Fuck, what group is this? This will be center. Oh, I didn't get back. I mean, essentially, most of you all just listen to some random dude ramble in his house, well, apartment, clicking on his keyboard. So I guess that's some form of ASMR, I guess. And listening to jets fly by sounds pretty cool to me. What is this? What is this? It's nothing. Awesome. Listen to the RuneScape soundtrack? I listened to Nintendo games before, for sure. Like listening to the Zelda OST, like Ocarina of Time was cool. Can't do any of that on stream or I'd just get absolutely destroyed by Nintendo, but... Oh yeah, was I going to do a haul here? Should I? Maybe. Does the model have the capacity to transform itself? It does not. But I was looking at the Guardian mode yesterday. I'm like, shit, maybe I should alter it so it has Guardian mode, but I just don't know if I have the time. The plan was to drop the scale of the project, not make it bigger. Let's pull the feet out for a bit. It would be kind of cool to have the Guardian mode. We'll see. I just enjoy 3D modeling, never really gave it much thought on what to model, if that makes sense. Interesting. For me, it's very important what I model. I don't want to model things I'm not interested in. When I start modeling, always this video comes to me a suggestion for getting hired. What's better, topology? And in the thumbnails, a cylinder has trifaces merged to the center and a cylinder, which, what? Changes to quads. Always thought that's the real way to work with cylinders. Oh, you're talking about this thing, right? You're talking about avoiding this? I mean, realistically, let's just see. Realistically, it doesn't matter. At work, I just leave this. But if I'm trying to get a job and I'm trying to show I'm a good modeler, then I'll do this one. Realistically, it has no difference. It's just visually, this one looks better on a model. So that's the only reason I have these, is just because I plan to show off the topology. If I was never going to show off the topology, I would just leave it with the point. What is your approach when a moving part is clipping? You mean like the entire plane? Like literally every single thing ever modeled? I'm kind of confused what you mean by clipping. Because a lot of people assume you can't combine objects. But you totally can. There's nothing wrong with that. Looking at your ArtStation, you are pro modeler. I'm a double pro modeler. What specs does your computer have for such creations? I mean, all that work is done at work, so it has nothing to do with my computer. But my computer itself has 128 gigs of RAM and 4090. Wait, what are we waiting for? Two pieces crashing during the movement. Movement of what? Yesterday you said you don't understand why people would texture the paneling instead of modeling them for your job. Do you have the choice to model them or leave it to the texture artist? You do. It depends. I know some supervisors that say the texture artist should do everything. I personally strongly disagree with that. But it's up to the supervisor if they want to do it that way. It's like you're essentially just passing off all your work to the texture artist to do, but the texture artist has to, it's way harder for the texture artist to do the paneling than it is for me to do it. Like two pieces crashing during movement, just build them so they don't crash, I guess. I guess there's nothing really else to it. Just make sure the articulation doesn't exceed where, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just make sure the articulation just can't exceed where the geometry goes. That's pretty much it. See the new prices for 50 series? I have not, and I probably won't bother looking at them. I mean, I have a 4090, so I have no intention of replacing anything for any time soon. But yeah, if you have issues with things clipping, just build them so they don't clip. Price increase of 2K? What the fuck? The 4090 is already like half my PC. It's gone up even more. I know it sounds so simple. But yeah, like there's a lot of crashing you can hide if the camera never sees it, right? Transformers is a prime example of that. Even if it crashed a little bit, it might be fine with motion blur. Yeah, that's also true. When are you going to see the snails? A mech? Never. Even if Thanos has the same issue with his gauntlet? I don't know anything about that. I never saw Endgame or anything. Oh, there's an Engon. Interesting. A few Engons, actually. Oh, the triangle as well. Interesting. We can just do a nice little redirect. So fix that one. Oh, there you go, job done. Okay. Oh wait, no. I got rid of this again. Cool. VFX Seniors are shaking right now. Fix it quick. Nah, a lot of VFX artists are some of the laziest fucking modelers I've ever seen. You'd be shocked at some of the models I've seen in the VFX industry. Not that my models are perfect or anything, but there's a lot of interesting stuff out there. You're in niche, how's it going? Perception 100? Now, in the end, we'll probably do a Engon fix anyway. I have an instructor told me texturing and lighting are most important. Why are they most important? If the model is good, the texture artist life becomes 1,000 times easier. Sorry, Garrison, once again, we're going to bring your plane up. So Garrison, one of my students at Think Tank, did this plane recently. And all of the paneling is modeled in. And all of these supporting like paint lines, which are coming in all the panels, he pressed one fucking button and they all appeared. because he modeled the panels in. So like imagine trying to do all of this with nothing. It's just do a good model and the texture artist life becomes so much easier. Spotted those Engons in 0.01 seconds. I mean, technically those Engons have existed for about a year now, but yeah. Yeah, how you doing, Niche? Yeah, I'll be back in 2 seconds. You're about to go to hot yoga? Sick. I love hot yoga. It's so good. Surface looks so smooth, I can't believe the panels are modeled in. It's funny because the panels are really subtly offset from each other as well. Like when you look at specific angles, it looks super fucking cool. Yeah, Garrison, what's your plan with this? Do you plan to do like the cockpit still, or are you going to leave it as it is? Yeah, I still think this one's super fucking sick as well. The sliding. You're gonna do the cockpit still? Nice. Do you think AI will replace modelers? Not anytime soon, no. When are we getting a hot yoga cocktail stream? Jesus, I don't know if that would be possible. Yeah, hot yoga is really great for recovery. I usually do it after tricking. Yeah, I like the sliding. I'll probably steal it when I'm doing this one. But yeah, doing a cockpit will definitely push your plane to the next level for sure. What's the resolution of my monitor? What is it, like 3440 by... No. It's whatever like the standard ultra-wide monitor is. Like it's not 4K, but it's not 1080p. Whatever the standard ultra-wide monitor is. 3840? Maybe? I guess. Let me just show. Yeah, mine's 3440 by 1440. But yeah, ultra-wide monitor, must have, I feel. I'll never go back to single double modelers. No, single double monitors after this. Yeah, it's not 4K. But yeah, I wouldn't be worried about AI taking my job anytime soon. Other factors will take my job first. It's definitely not going to be AI, I don't think. Nothing beats 3 screens. I mean, I still have 2 screens. I have an ultra wide and have a vertical monitor to my right, which is what I'm reading the chat on. So I have a nice big ultra wide in front of me and then vertical on the side. What is the step for production UV? What do you mean by the step? Hey, Taylor. The stream isn't ultra wide though. Yeah, so I don't stream my entire stream. You can literally see this sliver here. This is the unstreamed real estate. So I still stream the standard resolution. And then I have a sliver of a screen space, which I'll use for my PureRef. So this is still on the same monitor. Yeah. So if I maximize my Maya, you'll see it's now gone outside. So I minimize it to this screen space. You like to have a high-res monitor, but the screen space for your work, remote in at work is 1080? Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you do personal work, though, I think it's worth it, right? Do you always do that? I always do that. What is the step for production UV? How close to edge for cut to not have distortion? What? I'm so confused. You're doing a futuristic car with a rotating cockpit, and it has been quite interesting. Trying to think all the little mechanisms, which takes time. Rotating cockpit. Or like a circle? Can I demonstrate how the creasing method works with a small piece you've already done? The entire thing is done with the creasing method. Minimal creasing method is just... Oh my god. All creasing method is just holding forms while you pull shapes around, right? Like getting crazy shapes like this. And then subdividing it until it holds the general shape itself without it. And then you just triple edge these edges. Yeah, I keep meaning to remake the creasing video with like a proper in-depth breakdown of my creasing workflow. I should do it at some point. This is it. Oh, how to avoid texture distortion. I mean, if you have like, it's just supporting edge loops, right? If you have like a long piece like this, you should probably have a decent amount of spans across it. Oh. So this is still going to slide. So you might need to have another extra support here. And then if it's still sliding too much, then you might need to have one more here. So you want to essentially reduce the sliding as much as you can. I think that's what you're asking, right? Sorry, you're French? It's all right. No problem. Do I want to add this in? Maybe. Isn't that something to do with the UV? No, not really. The UV is driven by the topology when you're subdividing it. So there's nothing on the UV side that can be done. It has to be done in the model side, since the subdivision is what's changing the topology. I didn't do anything. Unless we're talking about two different things. But yeah, if your textures are sliding, it's usually you just need to add more supporting edges to the model itself. When did you actually get into kit bashing? Is it before you got into industry? It's after, for sure. It came from, like at work, when we have such short deadlines to do things, and the easiest way is to just kit bash from previous things we've made. Oh, when I think about texture distortion, it's usually about unwrapping curved, twisty surfaces to UVs. Oh, you're talking about the actual... Yeah, I need to know the context of what the thing is to give a solution to it, for sure. If there is distortion, a lot of things always have a degree of distortion. I think it's always about minimizing it as much as you can. And the only way of doing that is just relaxing the UVs or unfolding in different ways, I guess. Like say, for example, oh God, the UV editor is so slow. Say I have, oh God, I didn't do this top bit. Say I want to, deal with some distortions created here. I guess the only way of dealing with it is like maybe relaxing or unfolding wherever the distortion is. If this is what you're talking about, I could be completely wrong. Is relax still here? Because I know they tried to get rid of it. I mean, it used to be in here, but it's not anymore. It's not smooth, is it? Oh, yeah, it is. Here. Oh God, that was too crazy. But yeah, you can drag the relax a little bit if you need to, but I think it was already relaxed, so I kind of destroyed it. But you can use this sort of stuff to try and fix distortion. Or you can just like unfold specific areas. But yeah, this bit needs a bit of work because I've modified it. There. I'll deal with that later. Recreating the fast pack? What on earth is the fast pack? Yeah, so I might have been talking about the wrong thing with extra edge loops. But yeah, there's lots of little tools you can use to relax and unfold in UV space to deal with distortion. Talking about UVs before or after subdivision? Always before, always. Because it subdivides at render time. How long have I been streaming for, actually? Oh, God. Should we subdivide the model or use the Arnold settings to subdivide when rendering? I assume you would use the rendering subdivision because that's how it would work at work. So it has, like, our models have render tags on them to subdivide at render time. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll do this off stream, but I'm thinking I'll separate the model into individual files and then reference them into a master file, because I feel the scene is getting a bit too heavy. Like, things are very slightly delayed and it's kind of annoying me. So I think after the stream I'll spend time breaking it apart into multiple files. Do you know how many times it's subdivided? As many as they need to. Like, if they have fuck, what's it called? Displacement, they might need more subdivision levels. What time did I start? Did I start at 12:30? Yeah, it's been 2.5 hours. All right. I'll go for 30 more minutes and then I'll wrap it up. In Macross, they have an extra rocket booster for the planes called Fast Pack. Oh, okay. Nah, I was thinking you're talking about the extra ones which sit on the wings, right? I was considering doing that, but I ended up leaning towards going for more a realistic plane approach instead. So instead of making it look like something from an anime, I wanted to try and make it look like it is a conventional fighter that could be seen in today's world. So that's why I aimed more for the realism, I guess, and just put, like, you know, fuel packs and conventional weaponry under it instead. But yeah, I get what you're talking about now. Look, it's a lot of rats. 4 screens? Yeah, true. 4 screens would be better than 3 for sure. I need to get another monitor up there. That is the answer. Cool plane, but I can model the plane in 1 second by pressing the create plane button. That's pretty cool. You can come take my job. What's the Arnold setting that subdivides while rendering? I haven't turned it on yet, but I'm sure it must exist there. The character sculpting arc? Yeah, that's not happening. In saying that, maybe I could make the pilot of the plane. That could be kind of cool. What if you tier 3? That still won't be enough. If you're going for realism, the wings would work in real life, but it looks cool. I mean, sure, you probably wouldn't have thruster feet. But it's not necessarily... I'm not going to completely redesign the whole plane. It's more based on reality. Could I show the cabin again? The cockpit? Sure. What % complete are your UVs? The UVs are maybe like 90% there, but the model is still has a decent amount of work to go still. I need to build a nice chair and seatbelt and all that sort of stuff still. There's still a lot of like minor details to add to a lot of this stuff. Oh, yeah, here's a creased piece of geo. That's kind of cool, actually. No, I haven't touched the seat yet. It is a soft blob at the moment. Popped in and heard character sculpting arc. This... Fuck no. Yeah, John, how's it going? Sorry, I always forget you're actually John. How's it going, man? Popped in and heard character sculpting arc? Yeah, fuck no. What was your name before? I thought you had a different username. I was watching your past video, you were shrinking your UVs. How do you get the size shrink to? Oh, okay, I'll show you. All I'm doing is changing the texel density. So let's just grab something. This panel here, that's good enough. Okay, so over here you have the texel density. Oh shit. So all I was doing was selecting all of the UVs I wanted at once and pressing set. So if I imagine I took this panel here and I changed it to this size, and then I want every other panel to also be that size, you can press get and it will give you the texel density. And then if you press set, it'll make everything that texel density you set. So all I did was I selected a new texel density I wanted and then just started going through the whole model and pressing set on everything and then auto packing it again. It was always this? Really? Fair enough. 2K or 4K? 4K for sure. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, John, I'm multi-streaming now. So I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. So we have two separate chats I'm reading. But yeah, John, you want to hop on and have a chat sometime this week? You were wondering where I'm reading the other questions? Yeah, it's the YouTube. Do you want to hop on some weeknight this week and we can have a chat on the stream? People seem to like when I bring other guests on. Yeah, so John is like, what's your new title? The character supervisor at DNEG. I think I got your title wrong. Supervisor overlord, man. True. That's also that. So he's technically, yeah, my supervisor in total, I guess. Do you care about grouping and stacking UVs? No, I never stack your UVs in VFX. It's way better to just leave things as flexible as possible. I would highly encourage you don't stack your UVs. It's always better, like if you have, like say for example, the two missiles are the same, but I would never have the UV stacking. You just have the UDIMs next to each other so you can copy the textures from one to the other. But yeah, John, after going to the Smithsonian, I was like, I need to finish this plane now. So we came back to work on this thing. So I've been scaling down the UVs because it was at like 200 UDIMs before, so we scaled it down to like 120. Looks like it's almost done. No, man, there's still so much more that needs to be done. Like the full landing gear interior needs to be done. The cockpit chair is looking very sad at the moment with like the seatbelts and stuff like that. There's a few minor details I still want to finish. I might add some more panel details on. A bunch of small stuff. Probably snapped a good picture of landing gear. I already have decent reference from Photo Bash, but yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff at the museum. How long have I been working on this plane? I don't know, it's been like a year, honestly. Like not full time, of course, but like I'll work on it for a few months and then I'll just like stop. But even when I work on it, it's like pretty casually. But I do need to wrap it up, so that's what I'm going to aim at doing now. Try and just finish the plane as quickly as I can, so I can, finally put it away and do other stuff instead. Is it possible for you to show the creasing technique on stream rather doing it in another vid? Wait, what? But later change into vid like your old tutorials. So let me reread the sentence. Is it possible for you to show the creasing technique on stream rather than doing it in another later vid? So all my videos are all done live on stream anyway. So yes, that will happen at some point. What's my next project after this? It's gonna be texturing this for sure. Yeah, John, I want to learn texturing and look dev on this thing. I think I'd prioritize that over doing character modeling, I guess. For my robot, I kept on asking, maybe that's best, yes, maybe. I don't know, after seeing like real planes, I was like, sure. Oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you Garriston's plane. He finished at Think Tank. It's pretty fucking cool, man. Let me just grab it. This one. Looking pretty sick. But yeah, this makes me think I should wrap up my plane. Especially because like I really want to see. Looks like a photo. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. What's it called? I want to see my plane covered in decals and stuff like that. So that's why I think it'd be cool to actually do the textures. Oh yeah, John is he's another mentor at Think Tank as well. I don't know if I've mentioned that. For my robot, I kept asking for feedback, and the only feedback I got is, what's the robot's purpose? Is that very important in the VFX industry, making sure everything has a purpose? To a degree. I mean, a lot of stuff in VFX is just cool for the sake of looking cool, but we do think about, the only things that have to have purpose are like functionality stuff, like joints. Like joints have to look like they have purpose. But like some little random panel here doesn't have to have purpose, as long as it looks cool and functional. Yeah, Garrison did a super good job on this one. But yeah, I don't think every single little thing has to have purpose. As long as it looks functional and cool, that's all that really matters. Like, look at the cockpit, right? My cockpit is a prime example. Like what is the purpose of all this? Nothing. It just looks cool. What is the purpose of this stuff? Nothing. It just looks cool. Do these pipes need to be here? Maybe not. It just looks cool. As long as things like look functional, right? And the main things that make things look functional is having your key elements be visible. Like, you've obviously got like, your main controls, you've got the seat working, you've got the main interface all looking nice. All of this can just look cool. You got a jet? Yeah, I was going to wrap up stream in like 10 minutes anyway. But yeah, let's have a chat this I'm going to stream on Tuesday or Thursday. So whatever night works for you, you can pop in and we can have a chat. So if the stream wants to figure out some questions, you can do that. That's what I'm saying. I want my robots to look scary for the sake of looking scary, not because it was designed purpose. Depends. If it looks scary for no reason, then that I can see logic in that being an issue. But things can look scary through being designed to be like aggressive and stuff like that, right? But yeah, thanks for tuning in, John. I'll catch you later. But yeah, we've been going for 3 hours. I'll probably wrap the stream up here and get some coffee, and then I'll separate this into multiple assets because it's getting a bit heavy at the moment. But yeah, thanks for tuning, everyone. I plan to stream on Tuesday night at maybe like 8 p.m. my time, because I do want to start streaming more consistently. How do you store your files on your computer? I always thought to save often. I do save often, and incremental save as well. Like this is version 57 of the refinement category. So yeah, I would save often and I would save incrementally. Peace. But yeah, thanks for tuning, everyone. I greatly appreciate it. I'm glad the multi-streaming is working. That's cool. I greatly appreciate everyone tuning in. I will catch you all later. See ya. Bye.